Talking to Mr. Ed Kindell, who is the chairman of the Metropolitan Davidson County Board of Education. And of course, Mr. Kindell, before we had our break, we were talking about some of the issues involved in public education in the Metropolitan Davidson County area. And I think one of the things that you mentioned before the break had to do with the system being underfunded. And I think that that is a common complaint that you hear people making throughout the system. And let's give you an opportunity to give our audience as much information as you care to give concerning funding education in the Metropolitan Davidson County system.
Right. We've done what we call a comparable study of school systems around the state, around the country, around this region. And from that, we have discovered that the Nashville school system is about $1,500 per child per year under the average around the country for school systems this size. I was fortunate enough to go to Pittsburgh last year with the Chamber of Commerce. They have an annual visit to cities around the country. And in Pittsburgh, they had about 40,000 students, and they had a budget of about $373 million operating budget. Our school system last year had about 70,000, close to 70,000 youngsters, and we had a budget of about $223 million, I believe. So you can see the difference there. In several of the cities of comparable size, we're even as much as $1,700 and $1,800 per child in expenditures, annual expenditures. So we are an underfunded school system. We believe there are a lot of things that this school system could do with adequate resources. Obviously, many people have been around to some of our buildings and know of the need of capital improvement kinds of things, the deferred renovations and all, and those cost dollars. We presented to the mayor and council about 2 years a capital improvement budget, which was about $300 million, and that's what it would take to bring our facilities in line with what is needed in this community. We were funded in the amount of about $110 million when the arena and the school board received monies from the tax increase. As a result of that, we've been able to renovate some buildings, add some additions to some, and also build some needed new structures such as the Antioch High School and others.
You know, when you think of the funding situation, I think most people would ordinarily think about the property tax. I think that that is one of the sort of sticking points to a large number of people in terms of financing. But now, are there any other major sources of revenue for the metropolitan school system outside of the property tax?
Yeah, actually our sales option, the option sales tax, is a greater amount that comes to the school system in terms of our operating funds than the property tax. One other thing that I would point out, we also did a study to determine the tax base and the tax rate here in Davidson County, and it's quite a bit lower than most cities around the state of Chattanooga, Memphis, Knoxville, Clarksville. We are at a lower tax property tax rate.
So what you're saying is that the percentage of money that we put into our schools from the property tax is much lower than the percentage of money that perhaps...
We are assessed and taxed at a lower rate on property tax in Davidson County. A lot of people are not aware of that, but that's
And so we're not really paying as much for property tax as people would commonly like for